In the waning hush of a Persian evening, when the lamps glowed like small suns within the palace walls, a young woman named Esther wandered the quiet courtyards of Susa. Though she moved with gentleness, her spirit carried a brightness that could not be hidden. Orphaned young and raised by her cousin Mordecai, she had learned early that the world was filled with shadows, but also that one brave ember could burn them away. When the king's decree swept across the empire seeking a new queen, Esther was taken with the other young women to the palace. She brought neither lineage nor wealth, only the quiet strength that lived in her eyes. Yet even the attendants felt the difference in her. A calm that steadied others, a grace untouched by fear. She did not know that destiny had already placed its hand upon her shoulder, guiding each step across the marble floors, toward a throne she never sought. Esther's rise to the throne baffled the court. While others dazzled with jewels and ambition, she moved through the royal chambers with a meek fire the king found impossible to resist. Soon a crown rested upon her brow, its weight far heavier than the gold it bore. Yet beneath the silks and the feasts, danger brewed. Haman, the king's favored adviser, was a man whose pride cast shadows over the empire. His fury toward Mordecai, who refused to bow to him, twisted into a deadly decree: the destruction of Esther's people, scattered across Persia but bound by the same faith she herself held in secret. The queen learned of the plot as one learns of a storm already approaching the gates. The fear that filled her heart was real, cold, suffocating. For to speak to the king unbidden was to welcome death. And to reveal her heritage was to risk everything the crown had given her. But destiny is relentless. It knocks once, then waits for courage to answer. As the moon rose high, Esther stood before her chamber mirror, the candlelight trembling like her breath. Mordecai's message burned in her thoughts. If you remain silent at this time, deliverance will arise from elsewhere. But who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? The words echoed not as a command, but as awakening. She felt her fear, yes, but she also felt something deeper stirring beneath it. A design larger than her life, woven long before she ever stepped inside the palace. For 3 days she fasted. No food, no water, only whispered prayers that climbed into the silent heavens. On the 3rd day, clothed in royal robes but bearing the humility of her people, Esther stepped toward the throne room. Each footfall rang like a drumbeat of fate. The guards stiffened. The court hushed. The king looked up. Her heart raced, but she did not falter. With a courage that seemed not her own, she crossed the threshold where others had died, and waited as the king's eyes searched her face. Then, like a sun breaking through storm clouds, he extended the golden scepter. Her life was spared. The path had opened. Now she had only to walk it. At the banquet she prepared, Esther played a delicate game of patience and revelation. She spoke softly, moved wisely, choosing her moment with the precision of a drawn bow. And when the hour finally came, she lifted her voice. Not with accusation alone, but with truth sharp enough to sever the schemes of the wicked. Before the king, she revealed her hidden identity. She spoke of her people marked for destruction. She pointed to Haman, whose face blanched as though the earth had been pulled from beneath him. The king's rage blazed. Justice fell swiftly. Haman's plot turned upon himself, and the decree meant for destruction was transformed into deliverance. For her courage, Esther became more than a queen. She became the guardian of her people, the embodiment of destiny fulfilled. Her bravery rippled across generations, a memory that refused to fade. She had once been a quiet girl walking the courtyards of Susa, unaware of the future awaiting her. Now she stood as a testament to a truth whispered across centuries. Courage does not erase fear. It chooses purpose over fear. And destiny favors those who rise to meet it.